You sure you don't want me to look at that, Matthew?
Just a cracked rib, Elaina. I've become an old pro at bandaging myself up.
Now you'll know how I felt squeezed into that dress on New Year's Eve.
First time this Colt's ever jammed. Not that I mind using my fists once in a while.
It didn't seem like you minded at all.
A man should enjoy his work.
I sometimes worry you enjoy it too much.
Elaina.
I know. God forbid we talk about it.
What's there to talk about?
I was possessed by an immortal demon who made me enjoy hurting people. What's your excuse? Matthew Arnold, did you get a cat?
I didn't. Wretched thing's been showing up at the door.
You fed him, didn't you? Not very dark and brooding of you. Is he missing an eye?
That poor cat's been through hell. I've been leaving a saucer of milk out for it. No idea how it got in the house.
Does he have a name?
I saw no reason to name it. It's the only cat around here.
He's just a big old tomcat, so that's what I'll call him.
Now what?
Expecting company?
Certainly not at this hour. Hide the masks and guns. Yes?
Sarge, it's you.
Do I know you?
How could you forget? Tobin, Germany, February 23rd, 1945.
Wendell? Wendell South?
I knew it. It's you, all right. I need your help, Sarge. Not Matthew Arnold's. I need the guy you used to be. There's men who need killing, and I know you can help me do it.
The Brass Lantern. His justice is not blind, it's blinding. Believed to be an immortal beacon of justice, the Brass Lantern is secretly a mortal man in the guise of Matthew Arnold, former war hero and heir to the Luxon fortune. Together with his fiancée, Elaina Dare, he combats the forces of evil with a brass mask that emits a light so bright it blinds any foe. Blinding light, blazing guns, nerves of steel, and a mask of brass. Evildoers don't fear the dark, they fear the light of the Brass Lantern. Tonight's adventure, The Sin Wager. The events and characters depicted in this audio play are fictitious. Any similarity to any actual person, living or dead, is purely coincidental.
Well, this is the address Wendell gave me. Odd that there's a ramp to the porch instead of steps.
Sergeant Arnold, I recognize you from your pictures in the paper. Won't you come in?
Please, call me Matt.
Joyce Bonner, Wendell's fiancée. Or, at least I was.
Was?
In case you haven't noticed, Matt, this little scooter I'm confined to.
Surely your being in a wheelchair isn't cause to call off a wedding.
Oh, no, it's not the fact that I'm in this chair. It's what put me here. Wendell believes it to be his fault, and that guilt is crippling him. Well, poor choice of words.
I don't understand. Was there an accident of some kind?
If there were, he could forgive himself. It's been months since we were robbed at gunpoint. Wendell did the sensible thing. He handed over his wallet, gave them my purse. Then they pistol whipped him and...
They shot you.
They wanted my ring. I resisted. They left me for dead.
I'm sorry.
My husband. Well, I think of him as my husband. Is that silly? Wendell is a good man. I feel I have brought him nothing but misery.
This isn't your fault.
I should have just given them what they wanted. I've complicated his life in ways You don't know. And now,
Let me talk to him. Where is he?
sitting on the back porch. All he does is sit out there, holding that gun of his. I've thought about calling the police. I'm terribly afraid he'll do something, but
Let me talk to him, Joyce.
I hope you can reach him, Matt. I've tried. But I can't seem to get past this darn chair.
Meanwhile, in an office building in downtown Beacon City.
Elaina Dare. Always a pleasure.
Wham Dixon. Always a charmer.
What can I say? Beautiful women bring it out in me. Even ones I know are eternally spoken for.
I know I didn't give you a lot to go by, but I was hoping you were able to dig something up.
I may be out of the news business, but I still have my contacts and a library card. Found an old article you might be interested in.
Special citation to Herkimer soldier for meritorious service. Herkimer?
Village in central New York. They make nutcrackers there.
Nutcrackers.
Gotta make them somewhere.
For meritorious service above and beyond the call of duty, Specialist Wendell South has received a citation from his superior officer. South, along with Staff Sergeant Matthew Arnold, was a member of a carrying party whose mission was to get rations, ammunition, and medical supplies to troops who crossed the River Saar by assault boats in the vicinity of Tobin, Germany on February 23rd, 1945. Artillery fire delayed engineers from completing a bridge, so Arnold and South formed a party to ferry supplies across the river and were immediately fired upon by enemy snipers. Though injured, South and Arnold skirted the hill from which the fire was coming in an effort to silence the snipers. On reaching the crest of the hill, the two men were fired upon by machine gunners. By exposing himself to the enemy, Specialist South drew their fire in a diversionary tactic that allowed Staff Sergeant Arnold to silence the German gunners.
Pretty cut and dry paragraph. Imagine living it, though. I think we know what silenced means.
So, he was a hero.
He was a good soldier. Got a promotion after this.
You were in the war, Wham.
I try to forget.
Did it change you?
Gave me a lot of material to write about.
Two men share an experience like that. It would create quite a bond.
I'd say so. Look, Elaina, I know you. You don't scare easy. But something about this guy's got you worried. What happened?
Oh, it's not just South. I don't know a lot about Matt's past, and I don't need to. But I know that he keeps his past buried for a reason. And when something comes crawling back out of it, I'd like to know what I'm dealing with.
I thought Matthew Arnold's past was public record. Millionaire heir to the Luxarn fortune. Know something I don't?
Less than you'd think.
South looks clean. I did some more digging. After his honorable discharge, he enrolled in seminary college. Wanted to be a Catholic priest.
Doesn't get any cleaner than that, does it? I guess I'm being foolish.
In my business, you learn to trust your instincts. You want me to keep tabs on this guy?
No, that won't be necessary. I trust Matt. But
You could have asked him about all this yourself. And you didn't.
he's been under so much stress. We both have. But I've managed to pull myself out of it while he's...
Look, maybe I'm overstepping here, but I'm no fool. I play dumb, but I know you and Arnold are running around as the Brass Lantern. After the business up in Stone Falls, my suspicions were all but confirmed. I don't know why. I have a vague idea how. But this guy South, is he Matt Arnold business or Brass Lantern business?
I'm afraid he's neither, Wham. And that's the part that worries me.
Browning high power, 45 caliber. I'm a Colt man myself.
I've had a permit for this gun since I got out of the service. A lot of good it did me. Look, I'm sorry I showed up unannounced. I didn't know you were with your lady friend. I didn't even know if you were you, and not the real Matthew Arnold.
It's all right, Wen. And I'm the only Matt Arnold now. The original is dead.
Your fiancée. She doesn't know.
About Tobin?
About you. About what you told me that day, when we both thought we were going to die.
I tried to forget I told you myself. Memories are hazy. Elaina knows I wasn't born Matthew Arnold, but she doesn't know who I was.
It was a hell of a time, the war. But we survived it. We were heroes.
I didn't know you were living in Beacon. You were always talking about that hometown of yours with the funny name.
Herkimer. Yeah, I didn't really fit in there anymore. Went through quite a dark spell for a time. Then I went to seminary. Was about to take my vows when, well, you met Joyce.
Quite a gal.
Yeah. And look at what I did to her.
They were armed.
Yeah.
You have the Browning with you?
No. It was sitting right here at home.
How many men?
3. 2 in front of us. 1 came out of the alley behind.
If you'd tried anything, even if you had the gun, she might be dead instead of just in a chair.
Just in a chair? She was a dancer, Sarge. Her whole life was ballet. Now...
Why did you come to me, Wen? What can I do for you?
Ironically, another Matthew. Matthew 5:38. Ye have heard it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also.
King James. I always had a problem with that one.
Letting someone beat the hell out of you isn't good advice. But like a fool, I took it to heart. Tried to live my life by a book written 2,000 years ago. Back when Roman soldiers would backhand slaves, and offering the other cheek meant forcing them to confront you as a man.
Confronting them could have gotten you killed.
I didn't even try. But she did. She was the man that day.
And it looks like she's paying for it. What do you want from me, Wen?
That day in Germany, when our job was to be machine gun fodder, you told me your secret. You weren't really Matthew Arnold. The real Matthew Arnold let you take his place in the war while he partied it up on a private island. No, you used to be...
I know what I used to be. Is that what you want to be too?
I have to do something. It's been months, and I can't stop thinking about it. The war? I got over it. I was doing a job, you know? This is personal.
It won't give Joyce her legs back.
No, but it might give me my self-respect back. Might make it so I can look at her again. I love her, Sarge. I gotta have closure.
You want to confront them as an equal by lowering yourself to that level.
I'm doing this, Sarge, with or without you. If I gotta hire a private eye, I will. I figure my chances are better with you. We're both of us sinners.
Yes. But remember Romans 6:23. The wages of sin is death.
Old Tom here likes you, Matthew.
Only because I feed him.
Smart animal. Did you go see your friend, Wendell?
I know you talked to Wham, Elaina.
And I know you know. You've got spies on every corner. Don't think I couldn't elude them if I wanted to.
I know you could, darling. And I'm sorry. You must know the story by now. Wendell and I. We didn't expect to survive the mission.
And you confessed.
Wendell was Catholic. And so was I for part of my youth. At least. He wasn't a priest yet, but...
He was the closest thing you had. I get it. What I don't get is, why can't you tell me?
I could. I would. If that's really what you want, but... What I was? That's no more me than the Croatoan was you. Only I can't rip my demon out of me and stuff it into a magic lamp. But it's not me, Elaina. I don't want it to be.
Wham knows about us, our nocturnal activities.
Of course he does. Wham's not stupid.
Then why not let him in?
Because I don't want to answer his questions. I like him playing dumb. And this way, he always has deniability. He thinks he knows. But does he really?
And me?
You know everything that matters.
Promise.
I need to go see Redwood Burl. Or rather, my criminal alias, Duke Bandy, needs to see Redwood Burl. I've got 3 street-level punks to track down and dated descriptions of each. But if they were a regular crew, chances are Red can point Duke in the right direction.
You're deflecting, but I'm not pushing. What happens when you find these men?
Wendell thinks what he needs is revenge. He's forgotten the man he was, the ideals that sustained him. I'm betting that, when presented with the ultimate choice, he will choose the good man I believe him to be.
Hell of a wager, a man's soul.
If you believe in such.
Go see Red. I'll stay here and keep Tom company.
Not many women would put up with what you do, Elaina.
You're just lucky most men bore me. That and I like your cat.
Guess I'm keeping it then.
You will, Mr. Arnold, if you know what's good for you. I may not be demonically possessed, but I still have a dark side you don't want to mess with.
Six shots?
If you need more than that, you're not the man I knew. There's only one mugger left. The other 2 were dealt with previously by the Brass Lantern.
And this guy, Redwood Burl, he knew this?
Redwood Burl is sort of the kingpin of Beacon City street crime. If you want to operate in his territory, you have to give him his cut.
And you know this guy, how?
Matthew Arnold knows a lot of influential people, legitimate and ill.
And this revolver is untraceable.
Comes from a town called Stone Falls. For a while, there was an operation there that manufactured them, catered to criminals.
I'm not a criminal.
No? How is what you're planning not murder?
I've killed people before.
In war, you've never murdered. Too many translations of your Bible read, "Thou shalt not kill," but it's really, "Thou shalt not commit murder." Even pulling a gun in the heat of passion is manslaughter. But you, Wendell, you sought me out. You're holding the gun. That's premeditation. And this will be murder.
You learned to live with it.
Did I? When I thought I was going to die, when I was dead sure I was about to die, I wanted that weight off of me. Against every instinct I had, I confided in you.
You regret it now, don't you? I'd never tell. This wasn't blackmail, you know. If you had said no...
If it were blackmail, I wouldn't be here. I'm helping you because I am betting on the man I know you to be. The other 2 men are already dead. The last, he lives here. Apartment 315. You will come back here tonight. You will walk into this building. You'll press the button for the elevator. Ride up to the 3rd floor. Walk down the hall. 315 will be on the left. You will knock on the door. And when he opens, you will raise that gun and fire.
Easy as that.
Easy? No. You're going to be shaking. Before it happens, you'll get a surge of adrenaline. You remember that feeling. You're going to have a hard time moving your fingers. Your mouth will be dry. Your tongue will be parched and bloated in your mouth. It will be hard to breathe, if you remember to breathe at all. And any words you've rehearsed, any speech you plan to give, will die on your lips as surely as that man, Enzo Scarpelli, will die when you pull that trigger.
What do I do after?
Just keep the gloves on. You fire, you drop the gun, you exit via the fire escape.
You're not coming with me?
You wanted my help. I gave it to you. I found your man. I gave you an untraceable weapon. But I'm not going to watch. And I don't want to hear from you again, Wendell. I've taken you further than I should. And I wouldn't be here if I didn't have faith. If I didn't believe you were not truly capable of murder. But if I'm wrong, if you are a murderer, you will never stop looking over your shoulder. Because in this town, murderers wind up facing the Brass Lantern, and he hunts at night.
You're late for 5:30 Mass, Wendell, and I've never seen you on a weekday.
Oh, hi, Father Friedrich. Just lighting a candle.
Remembering a loved one?
Kind of, yeah.
Something on your mind? You seem troubled. I'm in the listening business. Confessionals open, if you prefer that.
I'm just a little confused, Father, that's all.
About?
Well, I got an important decision to make. I'm a little screwed up on if it's the right thing or not.
If you're feeling bad about something before you even do it, chances are it's not the right thing.
Yeah, but what if doing nothing is just as bad? Or worse?
Without specifics, I'm afraid I can't be of much help to you. Does this have anything to do with your postponing the wedding?
In a way. I mean, I suppose it does. You know what happened to Joyce.
Oh, terrible thing.
Why didn't I do anything? Why didn't I try to stop those men? I'm a decorated soldier, combat vet. I wanted to put that life behind me. Pick up where I was before the war.
You feel guilt.
Damn right I feel guilt. Because I play it over in my mind. I could have stopped those men. The leader's gun was inches from my face. I could have grabbed it, dropped my knees, twisted it towards him, and wrenched it out of his hand. I could have fired it on him and the other two before they had a chance to clear leather. If they were carrying it all.
Or you could have gotten shot in the face and not be here now torturing yourself with what could have been.
I'm stuck, Father. I've been stuck in that one moment for months. All through Joyce's therapy. Only half of me was there to support her. The other half was back there, beating myself for not doing what I know I could have done.
Forgiveness is hard, Wendell. If it were easy, it wouldn't be as powerful as it is.
Well, I can't. I can't forgive them. Not for what they did to Joyce. And I can't forgive myself. So who do I destroy? Them? Myself? Both?
Destroy?
They always say these things are God's will. I can't see how Joyce getting shot was God's will. How war could be God's will.
A loving father is not responsible for the actions of his children. He can teach them right from wrong. But if they don't keep his commandments...
Imagine a father letting his child loose on a playground where he knows there's predators, where he knows something terrible will happen, but he just lets his child run free anyway. How is that love?
We can't judge a situation through God's eyes, only through our own. And man has 5 very weak, limited senses through which he must make sense of everything. We don't see everything, Wendell, but God does.
God's will, God's call, God's choice. That's it then. I know what I gotta do now, Father. Thank you.
Wendell, don't leave.
It'll be all right, Father. I have faith. Maybe I shouldn't anymore, but by God, I have faith.
Enzo, that you?
You got another guy crashing here I don't know about?
Don't take for granted that I don't. You leave me alone too much.
Geez, Gina, put some clothes on, would you? I'm hungry.
But not for me.
Don't give me that crap. It's been a long day. I want a steak.
We got spaghetti.
What happened to the grocery money I gave you?
That was last week. We have spaghetti.
Put a dress on then. We're going to Cherry's.
That rat hole and drink with all your gangster friends? No thanks.
I want a damn steak and... Who's that? Your other boyfriend?
If I had another boyfriend, I wouldn't bother with you.
Yeah? What do you want?
Enzo Scarpelli?
The Thoid. Who's asking? Whoa. Whoa.
Last November, you and two of your associates stopped me and my fiancée on our way home from dinner.
Okay.
I complied with your demands for my wallet, her purse. You pistol whipped me, and when she refused you her engagement ring, you shot her.
Who is it, Enzo?
Just a nut, Gina. Get your clothes on.
Not a nut, Mr. Scarpelli. This is an untraceable weapon, and one of us is going to die.
Well, you're kind of the one holding the gun.
On the count of 3, I'm going to toss this gun, and whichever one of us gets to it first will shoot the other. Do you understand?
Pal, you need help.
I'm not your pal. You took something from me, and I need to get it back. But I can't be a murderer. It's got to be self-defense. It's got to be God's will.
Look, I ain't that smart, but...
1.
Hey, will you just...
2.
Gina, call the boys!
3.
I am gonna kill you!
Whatever God decides.
Oh, God.
What? But who?
Wendell, stop this, please.
Joyce, how did you...
The brass lantern. He brought me.
Enzo, my God! Enzo!
God, it feels like I got kicked by a mule.
I only shot his shoulder, Wendell. Will you finish him off?
That light!
It's up to you, Wendell.
What? Sarge, is that you under there? Is this what... My God!
This man is a criminal. I kill criminals.
Wendell, please.
If you're going to finish what I started, do it in front of the woman you claim to be doing it for. But then you'll be a criminal too. And she can watch you die.
No, please. I just want this all to end. I just want to go home. With you, Joyce.
Well, thank God.
And I want to marry you. And I don't want to hate anymore. Because it's not me. I'm sorry, Joyce. It's just not me.
Well, that's why I love you, Wendell. You've been too blind to see it, but that's why. Well, that's why.
Here's your gun back. This is what you are now, Sarge? I guess I have to find out for myself. I'm sorry.
Go home, Wendell. Go home. And never come back.
How's the rib, Matthew?
It would feel better without a cat leaning on it.
Things worked out for your friend, then.
I still feel bad letting Scarpelli live. But I dragged him to the police. He confessed to the shooting of Joyce Barna. He knew the brass lantern killed his friends, and he knew he wouldn't live long outside of prison.
Was it really so bad, bringing a man to justice instead of executing him?
Do you really believe in reform, Elaina? People don't change. Wendell was a good man, and he stayed a good man. As for me...
Matthew Arnold, or whoever you are, I wouldn't be here if I believed you were evil. I saw into your mind, remember, when I was possessed? I may not know the specifics, but I know you, better than anyone. And Kat seems to like you too.
Maybe you're right, my dear. Maybe you're right.
The Brass Lantern. Created and written by A.G. Devitt. Directed and produced by Matt Powers in Lift Theater. Sound direction by Matt Powers. Cover art by Mikey Wood. And music by Oscar Stavala. Our cast. A.G. Devitt as Matthew Arnold. Laura Powers as Elaina Dare and Joyce Barna. Dave Delachase as Wham Dixon. Steve Halston as Wendell South. Erin Lowry as Gina. Dick Friedrich as Father Friedrich. And C.T. Avis as Enzo Scarpelli and your announcer.